Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about the latest price moves on the Cardano chart. I'd also like to talk to you about when the next big move could happen, because that's what everybody's waiting for. And I can promise you it won't be far away, but we're going to have a look at some indicators on the chart. And also I'd like to show you some winners of today. And then we're going to take a look at how far Cardano is currently away from its all-time high. And I'd like to show you something quite significant there. And then I think that's it. So if you want to know more about all these things, please stay tuned and watch the video till the end. If you want to support this channel and the Cardano community, please subscribe, because every channel producing Cardano content is eventually helping the community. And you shouldn't forget that this is so important. And this is not just because I want to boost this channel. This is really why, for example, Cardano is one of the top 3 cryptos, or is the top 3 crypto now, and why Algorand is somewhere down here. I don't even know where it is. Algorand is somewhere, don't know, I found here 46. I believe Algorand is a great project, yeah, and I will make a video on Algorand. I did one before, I will make another one, but there are some factors why Algorand is just 46 and not 3 like Cardano. And it's not necessarily the technology, because they have running smart contracts, they have partnerships, but they don't have a lot of dApps and they don't have a lot of adoption. And one reason for that is there is not a huge community. So the community is important. That is why always hit the like button and always subscribe to the channel if you like Cardano and if you like this video at all. If you don't like the video, hit the dislike button. It helps as well. It helps the channel as well. Any activity helps. So thanks for that. Before we go on, just want to take a look at this overview here. We see the top 2 cryptos currently in the negative. Yeah, slightly. We saw that both Ethereum and both Bitcoin had a pump this morning, and well, it was morning in the UK, so depending on your time zone, but we could see that they actually went above their current resistance level, also resistance, which now is support. So I won't go into detail here, but it's a good sign. So hopefully they can stay above these, so that tomorrow we can see a green candle and we can see that this actually was acting as support. Cardano 6.6 today, fluctuating a little bit, 51% in the last 7 days. Great, just great. XRP steaming ahead with really full steam. There is a lot of potential in this project. I know some people who like decentralization don't necessarily like XRP. I still think it's a great project to make some money out of it, and I still think, you know, it just has a lot of potential. And yeah, it's not the most popular cryptocurrency, but there is a reason why it is number 6, despite the current SEC case. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at something interesting. What I wanted to show you is this one here, the Blockchain Center. Quite a cool page, actually. I don't know why it's in German. Maybe I can change that, but doesn't matter. What I want to show you here is that you can actually use this overview to identify the cryptocurrencies and how far they are away from their all-time high. And that is quite crucial and interesting. So you can sort by the all-time high here. And what you can see, you can use this to identify some really good projects that are still quite far away from the all-time high. But if we scroll all the way to the bottom, can you see that Cardano is only AXS is closer to the all-time high than Cardano, and at the moment Cardano is only 4% away from the all-time high, AXS only 3.5%. So these are the 2 cryptos that are closest to the all-time high. Now I don't know if that is a good or a bad thing, but it definitely shows that these are currently outperforming all the other cryptos, and you can clearly see that here. Cardano just moving ahead. I mean, AXS is just huge as well, but I haven't really talked about AXS on this channel. I actually wanted to talk about it a month ago, but for some reason I just didn't. I just forgot, or just didn't focus on it. But anyway, that doesn't matter now. Now I increased that. I don't know, I lost it now, but it is quite significant. Just something very interesting to take a look at. If you're interested, just check it out. Interesting website. Now let's take a look at the chart. Cardano highest level, highest point today, 225, didn't go above 225, and it's quite striking here. That is exactly 225. You can see that down here, 225. It means something if you just hit that level exactly, because it also could have been 224.9 or something. No, it's 225, and I just lifted that line up just above that level to indicate where the current resistance is, and we don't seem to get through that at the moment. So we already were at that level. Now we're at 217 nearly, and yeah, everything is fine so far. All the indicators going up, volume as well. Volume very important as always. What we need to understand, there is a bit of a unclarity about, you know, is really volume that important for Cardano, because all these ADA coins are staked. 70% of the current circulating supply is staked. So does that mean that with lower volume you can generate higher price increases? Now, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. There was a study that I think came out last year or a couple of years. That study didn't really find a lot of correlation between staking, you know, how many coins are staked, and the volume. So that study basically indicated that still volume plays a huge role, and that the staking only has a minor role in that. Because, for example, ADA, it's different to Polkadot. In Polkadot, I think you have your staked coins locked for a period of time. So this is really out of the market. You can't access them if they are locked for staking. With ADA, it's different. You can always access your funds or your ADA coins. So if you want to sell them, if people want to sell them because the price goes above a certain level, they will. Now, there is a bit of, you know, if you stake, it probably means you're in there for the long run, which is, you know, if people just want to make short-term money, they probably leave it on the exchange or something or whatever. But if you're staking, it normally means you are in there for the long run. So in my opinion, the volume itself doesn't have a major impact, or the fact that you're staking. It's more the psychological thing, or the intention that people don't sell when they are staking. It's not really the volume. I think volume is still important, but volume is going up, but it was much higher. Well, no, it was actually, we're getting there now, to the levels where we were close to the all-time high. What else? We can see the RSI obviously still in overbought territory. It means that something needs to happen. We will probably go down. It won't take long until we go down. And the MACD is just going up. If we look at where we were at the all-time high, the MACD looked actually quite similar. So, but it started to go down at some point. So we just need to be careful. Just need to closely watch this. Still, everything looks very bullish, which is why I'm confident that we will get to the all-time high sooner than later. And if we take a look at the 4-hour chart, I normally don't really look at the 4-hour chart because I'm not a day trader, you know. I'm in there for the long run, but I like to track these prices and movements and talk about them. It helps me understand the chart better, and it helps you guys probably as well, hopefully. But the 4-hour chart shows something clearly. We can see here 3 moving averages. The 200-day, the most significant one, the 50-day, like the medium trend one, and the shorter term trend indicator, the 20-day moving average. What we can see here very nicely on the 4-hour chart, a very bullish sign that we've constantly been above these moving averages for the last, since the 3rd of August, yeah? And this is bullish, yeah? We've always been above them, and very nicely you can see how these moving averages, especially the 20-day one, is acting as support level and is providing the uptrend, yeah? It's just supporting this uptrend. And now we are actually just about to meet the 20-day moving average again, and that will probably happen, you know, at some point. And this is, by the way, UK time, so it's basically 9 o'clock now, and this could meet it at around, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning UK time, and from there I guess we'll bounce off the 20-day moving average. That's my prediction, and we'll continue that move to the upside, and then maybe tomorrow morning at some point. Yeah, maybe between 5 and 9 o'clock, and that's my current prediction. It's just just what I believe from looking at this, how this developed and the momentum we currently have. I believe looking at some point tomorrow morning, UK time, we will. I'll show you that. I'll just draw a quick line here just to show you. If we extend this 20-day moving average, something like that. Whoops. Then we could see that chart going here and bouncing off and trading between, like, in this triangle. And that means something needs to happen. We will break out either to the downside or the upside with the current, the bullish movement generally in the crypto space. And let's have a look what the 4-hour chart, the indicators tell us. All looking very bullish. Also, that seems bullish. Now it depends on if we're getting into the red area here, but the red zone here on the MACD in the last few days didn't really last long. Even if we went into the slightly bearish area here, it didn't last long, so we were mainly in the green. So generally, I think it looks very bullish. Also, we're moving out of the overbought territory here again, which is a good sign actually. So generally, because the whole trend, and this has acted so nicely as support, I don't see a reason why we would go below it. Now, never say never. If we go below the 20-day, the 50-day is here to support, and that is currently at around 170. So not too far away. I mean, it was only days ago that we were at the 170 level, so it's not wouldn't be a disaster to go back to that level, but I don't see why. I think we'll break up to the upside, and then tomorrow morning we could see a new all-time high, and this is no hype. This could really happen. So just want to mentally prepare you that in less than 24 hours we could see a new all-time high. This is a realistic possibility. I said in previous video I would really like to have a correction before that, but I don't think there will be one. And if we go back to the daily, just want to show you that we are really, really close. I mean, let's just measure that again, but from here, from that yellow line where we currently, or the 225, where we were today, we just measure from here to, well, the highest price that there ever was, we're 10% away, but to when the candle actually closed, so the confirmed all-time high, yeah, that's like 3% away from that, and it is quite interesting. So not far away at all, and I think the next 24 hours will be a really a decision point. It's hard to say because to understand, do we go back again? Is there a correction? And looking at, and that was what made it quite clear for me, that 4-hour chart here with this support level so closely to the on the 4-hour to the current price action, and really acts as support. And then you've got this resistance that we didn't get through today, but I guess we'll now see a slight move towards let's see where we are. Where were we here? This was 169. So we could go back now to nearly $2. Yeah. So that could happen. We could go back to the $2 or 205. So expect that. And from there we could bounce off and then move to new all-time highs. I don't see why we could go below that. And if we move towards the 20-day moving average, that is very close to the $2 level, which is again a support level now, a very important support level. And the if I just draw that line here at the $2 mark, it's not far away from the place where the price could hit the 20-day moving average. So you've got quite a good support zone here, which makes me think, it won't be long until we move to the upside of that resistance level that's currently here at 225. So I'm quite positive that we could see new all-time highs tomorrow morning. I think I'll wake up early just to be prepared, but maybe when I wake up we have already seen the all-time high. Very interesting. So let me know what you think. Do you think that makes sense what I've just told you? Just my thoughts. Of course, this is not investment or financial advice. come to your own conclusions. But the fact is, if we go above the all-time high, you know, the sky is the limit. I mean, there are these Fibonacci levels, but to be honest, I don't know if they will actually provide any indication. They could, but it also depends on, you know, this Fibonacci thing here. I mean, they work to some degree, but it's also guesswork, because do you start as, you know, how you've always been told? Do you start at the last impulse and then do you go to the all-time high? And then you've got these levels here. But it's also, you know, how do you draw these Fibonacci extensions? So you have this trend-based Fibonacci extension, because there are various ways how to do it. So you can start here at the last impulse, then you go to the all-time high, for example, and then you go back to where you started. That's one way of doing it, and that gives you certain levels here. For example, the 335 would then be, according to that, the next level after the all-time high. And then you have the 478, which is actually, in many videos when I started this channel, I said that I would believe this year we'll get to somewhere around $4.50 to $5. But then the next one is $6.22 and $7, which is where we get to really optimistic levels. But, you know, another way of doing it, I have to delete it again, a second. Oh no, actually that might work. Another way of doing it is you just go back to the current price action, which then gives you completely different levels. Or you go, no, I believe these were the two ways you can do it. But yeah, you know, it's kind of difficult to do it. I always like to start down here, go to the all-time high, and go back to the level where I started, because that is provides some consistency, and it has worked for me in the past. So from that, we could see 336 or something, but it all depends on you know, how other people are using it, because eventually these levels don't only work because other people are using them as well, and traders, and then traders think what is likely going to be a resistance level, and then they set their stop losses, they take profits. And you know, I'm not in here to do day trading, I'm in here to hold for the long term, but I find it highly exciting what's going on in the current space here. So hope these videos are useful. Let me know if you liked it. If you did, please smash the like button, and hope you subscribe, and then hopefully we'll see each other next time when we've hit the all-time high. See you in the next video. Bye.